How's it going, everyone? Liban Ali here. We've got a new reaction for you today. So The Last of Us Part 1 is still throwing out some promotional material here and there. And we've got a new trailer, which is called Tapping Into the Senses. I guess they're still trying to build up the game, even though the game is out currently at this moment in time. But let's just jump right into it. Let's see what else has to be said. PlayStation.
This feels like a brand new project for Naughty Dog.
It's probably the scariest thing I've ever done was try to remake this game because I'm remaking arguably one of the greatest games ever made.
Remake.
Oh, is that everything
Remaking.
you hope for?
What you're seeing is so much closer to the original, very expansive vision for what this game was going to be.
When we were working on the first game, we hit our limit, right? We hit how much the PlayStation 3 could do as far as how
I could
dense
imagine.
the foliage could be.
They did a
the
lot
shadows
with
we
it,
have,
though,
the
to be
lighting
fair.
models. And now
That's
it's
a
like
big difference.
to have all of that really be up like 2 generations past when we first made that game is staggering. Like there's parts where like I just paused the game and like I can't believe what I'm playing.
The facial animation is just way more believable. Like all the nuances, all the little subtle reactions, glances, glares, right?
Maybe
You
it's
get
just me,
all of
but
it
in some
in a
instances,
way
maybe
that
it's a bit
you never
too
got
much
before.
in terms of facial
I was
animations.
just playing the
I don't know. Let me know what you
outskirts. So
think.
It's the part where you leave the quarantine zone, the safety of the military, and you go outside for the first time, and seeing Ellie's animation, how she's reacting to it, the rain, the 3D audio that the PS5 allows us, it really creates a much more immersive, and because of that, much more emotional experience.
One of the
Oh,
things I
clickers in
absolutely
3D
love with
audio.
the 3D audio in The Last
No,
of Us Part
thank
1
you.
is being able to hear an enemy before they sneak up on you. Having that
Oh, that's too
reaction
much.
of like hearing, turning, seeing, reacting, it just really heightens that sense of just being grounded. You are in this character, you are in this world.
I get it.
So we have haptics from the weather. So if you're walking in the rain, you're getting those pitter-patter of raindrops and thunder or snow. So it's what you're feeling on the stick as you're playing the game.
Playing as Joel with these hunters coming over like a wall, and they're trying to like pin me and Ellie, and I'm feeling the haptics as I pull the trigger, feeling the haptics as I'm getting hit. I'm actually, as I talk about it now, I'm like excited to go back and like replay that sequence.
I'm way more invested in ways that I didn't think I can feel. Sometimes I lose myself, and I've played it before hundreds of times, but it's like it's a reliving of that experience, which is incredible.
Who's there?
So we're adding a bunch of features, and then we hope when the player plays it, they don't think about any of them. That you're just in this visceral, intense experience.
And those are the moments in all art forms you live for, that connection with a character that's real and deep.
I
I'm in
think-
there with them, and I'm like,
Let me hold my
like,
thoughts. Hold
I'm
on.
captivated by it.
It's the high tension moments, it's the low tension moments, it's all of it feeling grounded, feeling lost in the story and going along the journey of these characters.
And I'm envious of people that get to play it for the first time because they get to experience like the ultimate version of this story in this game and Joel and Ellie's journey.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that was the Tapping Into the Senses, The Last of Us Part 1 rebuilt for the PS5. I think the main issue people have with this game is that, okay, no doubt that it is a visual spectacle. It looks incredible. Visually, it looks above and beyond compared to the game when it initially came out. Of course, it was on, well, a system that's 2 gens back now, the PlayStation 3, but what they were able to accomplish with that is nothing short of amazing. I think the issue where people have is that it's not only is it being remade already, considering that the game is actually not that old, but also a lot of what they've improved on when it came to part 2 is not present in part 1. And I can understand, obviously we did other reactions as well, certain things they said about it. Because you're playing as Joel most of the time, doesn't make sense for certain things to be available. But because that was done, you would think that as a remake, you would include that in there in order to enhance the overall experience. Here they're talking more about the haptic feedback on the DualSense controller. I can imagine it feels amazing when you're getting hit, when you're shooting the gun, when you're running, all the different environmental effects, the 3D audio, hearing clickers in a distance that must up the fear factor 1,000 times. And again, visually, it looks amazing. But when it all boils down to it, this is definitely more for those who haven't played the game before. They're getting the ultimate version of The Last of Us Part 1 rebuilt for the PS5. Super happy for them. For those who have played it before, I totally get it. You know, other version of the game is already out. You can play that instead and still get pretty much the same experience overall. At the beginning of the video, Neil said this is like a new project, but it isn't a new project. And I think that's just one of the things that people have an issue against. But that was The Last of Us Part 1 rebuilt for the PS5. The game is already currently out. If you're playing it, let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Are you playing it for the first time? Have you played it before but just wanted to see what all the new things were? Let me know. If you have enjoyed the video, please of course click the like button, as YouTube loves when you do things like that. And do of course subscribe to the channel. Keep notifications open. There are new videos on the channel every week, so do subscribe so you do not miss out on any of that good stuff. There is a bunch of other Last of Us Part 1 series where it's been rebuilt for the PS5 that's on the channel, so go check out those videos, and I will see you next time. Peace.